Hello, my name's Oramaster101.
I'm Zuriel.
And today we're playing Munch Mobile because it sounds fun.
Titties. First random fact. Even though newborn kittens are born blind and deaf and helpless, they still hiss at potential threats.
Huh, you mean like Nya?
They go, and I call that the bastard reflex. The Arctic shrew is so territorial that if two of them are placed together in a small enclosure, one will drop dead of exhaustion within a few days just because they're so fucking stressed out.
Huh. That sounds really sad.
Here's something fucked up.
What?
School officials in Georgia once used a 15-year-old girl as bait to catch another student suspected of sexual abuse.
That's fucked up.
And they still deny responsibility for her being raped because of it.
No, that's illegal. I mean, you know what I mean when I say that's illegal. Like, that's fucked up that it happened.
Yeah. John Bon Jovi avoided property taxes on his ranch by raising bees so he could classify his mansion as a farm.
Huh. Good for him.
President Lyndon B. Johnson referred to his penis as a jumbo and would regularly pull it out and show people asking if they had ever seen one so big.
Repeat. No,
President Lyndon B. Johnson referred to his penis as jumbo and would regularly whip it out and show people asking if they've ever seen one so big.
I don't know how to respond to that.
It's called sexual harassment. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
The Apollo 11 astronauts, the first men to go to the moon, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, didn't have life insurance because no life insurance would cover them. So they autographed hundreds of items for their families to sell in the event they died on the mission.
Fuck insurance. I don't mean like, fuck getting... You know what I'm trying to say. Okay.
More than 40,000 people apply to visit the extremely haunted house, McKamey Manor, every year. In 2 decades, nobody has ever completed it.
Oh, Jesus, I've heard of this place. Like, you have to sign a waiver that's basically like, hey, you can't sue us at all, and they'll, like, put hands on you. I've heard it's terrifying.
Yeah.
I've told you that I've been to a haunted house. It wasn't pleasant.
A London couple kept an exchange student from Nigeria as their slave for 24 years before the student finally escaped. After their arrest, they were sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Hey, you know what sounds better than 6 years in prison?
Life in prison.
I was saying the death penalty. Because what the fuck?
La Macha Negra is a mysterious black oily goo that oozes up from beneath Venezuelan roadways, causing slipperiness and sometimes killing drivers because of their tires lose balance.
Uh-huh.
Despite much study, we have no idea where it comes from.
So, where does this happen again?
It happens in Venezuela.
So, in Venezuela, the roads just leak black ooze. And
Yeah.
that doesn't sound Christian or kosher or anything in God's light. It all sounds... Oh, I was supposed to put garbage in the trash can. Okay.
As much as 8 miles of roadway have been covered by the substance at times. The material appeared to contract and expand with the weather.
That sounds
It seems to
satanic.
shrink. Seems to shrink when it is cold or dry, but when it's hot and wet, it expands.
That, once again, does not sound Christian.
Gummy in texture, the blob rendered roadways extraordinarily unsafe, causing vehicles to crash into one another due to loss of traction. In 1991, experts of President Carlos Andrés Pérez could not pinpoint the cause of the substance. 1,800 deaths have been attributed to La Mancha Negra throughout history.
I literally don't know how to respond to this. Like, hey, the roads in Venezuela just leak black ooze and it makes cars go, like, it makes cars spin out of control. Like, how do you respond to that?
Apparently, so you so they tried to spray the goo away with pressurized water.
Uh-huh.
This did not work. They tried scrubbing it away with detergents. This did not work.
Uh-huh.
They have to resort to scraping off the top layer of the roads and resurfacing it.
And it still happens?
The way they seemed to solve it apparently the only reliable way to solve it is to dump limestone on it to soak it up.
Limestone?
Like limestone dust, yeah.
What?
It apparently has the consistency of chewing gum.
I...
It is as slick as ice and is greasy and black. La Mancha Negra seems to have been made of components of dust, oil, as well as various synthetic materials that they're not sure where it came from.
I think Venezuela, all of Venezuela, is just built on top of an alien spacecraft. And this is like the alien spacecraft goo. Just coming to the surface and just fucking shit up. Because, what the fuck? I don't know what to say. That, like... just like, hey, the roads in Venezuela, they leak black ooze, consistency of chewing gum, pretty slick like ice. People die from it. Okay, how do you take care of it? Oh, we use limestone dust.
Apparently, in 2001, following Hugo Chavez's Bolivarian Revolution, the substance was used as a political tool by Chavistic Mayor Freddy Bernal, hiring homeless Venezuelans to spread it during the night.
Spread it?
Yeah, like scrape it up with like stuff, put it in bags, and then transport it and then spread it all over different roads.
What? In God's green earth? The more you talk about this, the more questions I have! Like, I don't know!
Who was who was snorkeling off the coast of South Africa when an enormous Beard's whale scooped him up in his mouth head first. The man felt pressure on his body, but soon realized he was too big for the whale to swallow him whole, which was kind of an instant relief when the whale spat him back out again unharmed.
Thank God he survived, right? Oh, this game's
The
stupid.
USSR provided weapons to the official Irish Resistance Association, 5,000 of which could still be hidden in bunkers.
Good for them. Fuck England. Nope, I did.
If all the world's wealth was divided evenly amongst every population, we would each have around $50,000 to our names.
Game I would like to continue.
In 1965, the FBI knowingly caused 4 innocent men to be falsely convicted and sentenced to die because the real murderer was an informant for the agency.
Gross. Game, come on.
After World War II, Russians used 17 different dog breeds to create the Supreme Dog, and it kind of looks like a giant poodle.
That's right. Honestly, poodles aren't my favorite breed of dog. I don't know why. I like big fluffy dogs. Samoans, Huskies.
Canada has an older, continually running monarchy than the UK, having been initially established in the 16th century while being under the British rule, French rule, and ultimately an independent monarchy. There has not been a time in Canada since it has not had a monarchy. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
On December 31st, 2006, Britain made a final payment of about $83 million to discharge the last amount of its World War II loans from the United States. All the meat in a Subway cold cut combo is just different types of turkey meat.
I mean, nobody said that Subway... I almost said that nobody said Subway is fresh, but then I remembered that their fucking slogan is Eat Fresh.
Yep. Until 1948, 7-Up contained lithium citrate, a mood stabilizer used to treat manic states and bipolar disorder.
Can we go back to that time? I need a mood stabilizer.
Apparently, there is a Jason Voorhees statue at the bottom of a Minnesota lake.
Huh. That would be terrifying to find if you didn't know about this and you just went surfing USA. I don't know why I said that.
In 2012, a man was brutally stabbed while restraining a subway stabber who had killed 4 people in the same car.
Jesus.
When the police showed up, they did nothing to treat the man's wounds or get him medical help. The courts later ruled the police have no legal obligation to protect or serve the public.
Fuck that.
Defund the police.
This has been Random Fact Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.